Hi, it's Merryl and it's the Heart of Tarot. And today I wanted to look at what to do when you're looking for a lost object. So I found tarot to be really useful with these things, but the first thing I need to do is get a very clear and literal deck, my most accurate, most reliable, and for me that's the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. So first thing, I'm going to recount a story actually. So what happened is I lost the, the little clicker you use to open your security gates at the front of your driveway. And I lost the little clicker and I was going to have to move the car. So I couldn't find it anywhere, retraced my steps, worked out it was probably dropped inside my car somewhere, but for the life of me I couldn't find it. So I drew a tarot, and first thing I did is I chose a card to signify the little security gate buzzer, and I chose the Four of Wands. And obviously because that's a gateway and I wanted to be able to step through. So I put that back in my deck, and when this card comes up, this is when I know I would be finding where my security buzzer was. So I'm going to show you the reading that I did and the story, how it unravelled. So this is the spread I do for finding lost objects. First card in the middle is where the centre of the location that I'll be making my search from. So this represents the centre location. This represents what's in front. This represents what's to the right. This represents what's behind, and this represents what is to the left of my central object, my central place that I think I'm focusing on for my search. So turning the first card over, in this particular reading, I found the sun in the middle. So I knew I'd lost this thing in my car, and I took this to mean the light that's inside the cabin of the car, that's in the very centre of the car. So I took this as a good sign. What was behind, so what was in the back seat and thereabout, King of Cups. Well, that's confusion, and I didn't, although I thought I might be confused, I didn't really think that's where I would find my security gate key. If I looked at what was to the left, High Priestess. Now, she's passive. She's invisible, she's a mystery, so it's possible things slid down there, potentially here. But same thing, I didn't feel like that was giving me a yes, this is where your object is. What's in front from the very centre of the car? Ace of Swords reversed, well that's a flat out no. So I hadn't lost it in the glove box or the dashboard or anything like that. What is to the right was this card. And this card says, look a bit further. So this was the only one that I thought, this is my indication. I need to look from the centre of the car to along the right-hand side. Now, something in this story you don't know, a few days before, I had delivered some solar panels, and they were dumped just beside my car. Most of the panels had been taken through out to the back, but there were a bunch of long rods that they needed to put the solar panels onto the roof. And these long aluminium rods were still sitting there beside the car. However, at that time, all I could see was, I think moving to the right-hand side of the car is where I'm going to have my best option. And I felt good that there was something there I could use. But if I go a little bit beyond the front of the car, this is what I got, and it feels to me I dropped it. When I went to further beyond the left, I got Ten of Swords, saying no, that's not where it is. When I asked, is it further in the back, is it in the boot somewhere, I got the Six of Swords saying, look, you're close, but that's not it either, you're getting close. Then I drew my signifier, the Four of Wands, here next to this. So if I moved from the centre of the car and kept looking, I would find it if I looked a little bit beyond here. And actually there it was, right beside the rods that the solar panels were needing. I think there were actually even 7 rods. And without a moment, I found it very clearly. So that is a story of how I found the security key gate to my driveway using tarot cards. Again, the key things will be use your most reliable deck. Be looking for physical, literal interpretations. This isn't a time to kind of get psychological. It's a time to look at the literal symbols. Like these are literally looking like long rods that might be lying down that I've overlooked. And even, this is a trade card, so it was even potentially it's merchandise. And it was, the central card was the sun, solar. So in retrospect, you can really see it clearly, which you learn a lot from. So thanks for listening to this. And if you have any lost objects, know that you can use your tarot cards to find out and locate where that object is, and or if you're even going to get it back.